This is KGW News at noon.
We are starting KGW News at noon with a look at the snow that some of you might have woken up to this morning. All the video on your screen shot today. On the left-hand side is a video from the West Hills. To the top right, that's Gresham, where there wasn't a whole lot of snow, but still some fell. Our KGW photographers both grabbed both of those clips. And on the bottom right is hail at Beverly Beach on the coast. Thanks to viewer Lee Siegel for sending that in. And moving now to the snow in the Cascades. This is a shot from Government Camp on Mount Hood. If you have to head in that direction, heads up, this is what you're going to be encountering right now on the roads. Speaking of the mountain, Mount Hood Meadows opened up at noon. You can see all the skiers and boarders waiting in line. So really, they're just starting to open up right now. This is a live feed from that base area at Meadows. Timberline, meantime, closed today. Officials there anticipate the Summit Pass and Timberline shuttles will be back up and running tomorrow. And Rod, right before noon, I know you told me blizzard warning for the Cascades now canceled.
Yeah, this just in, all storm warnings, not only the blizzard warning, there was a winter storm warning down to 1,500 feet in the Cascades as well. All storm warnings for the Cascades canceled at this hour. Now, the blizzard warning canceled because the winds have faded away. 1 o'clock this morning, Mount Hood Meadows, the 6,400 feet, was still blowing to 80 miles per hour. Those winds have been calming, still gusty to 40. And there's still snow expected to be heavy at times falling up there, but the storm warnings have dropped. The updated base at Timberline, 6,000 feet, 84 inches now on the ground. If you had a shovel, you'd be digging through 84 inches of snow. How about that? Here's the radar. We have rain along 84 in the gorge. That has not been a problem for travel today. You can see in white still snowing around Mount Hood and also up through Skamania County, Mount Adams. We have rain showers widely scattered until you get up to Longview. And then it's been a little bit more of a persistent rain over the past couple hours. But currently, it's all dry coming into the Rose City. Temperature's not an issue in the valley this morning. 36 Kelso or now this afternoon, 42 Portland, 40 in Salem. We're in fact 48 up in Astoria, and we are well above freezing, 40 in the Dalles. It is snow shower precipitation out in the east. We had heavy snow this morning with bad travel conditions on I-84 out into the blue. Snow showers continuing in the forecast that direction. So here's the Rose City at 42, 43 at noon. Scattered precipitation, the winds have faded, so really it's a pretty quiet afternoon. 39 at 8 o'clock. We will update your Friday forecast, which is increasingly looking like a snowy afternoon in Portland. That's coming up.
Yeah, Rod, a busy man this morning and a busy man for the rest of the week. Okay, thank you. Now to some photos out of Southwest Washington where the most widespread snow fell. A shout out to the viewers who sent us all of these photos. So these shots are from places like Longview, Kelso, Woodland, and La Center. A reminder, anytime we've got weather rolling in, we always appreciate seeing photos of what you're seeing wherever you are. You can text them straight to us. You can see the number at the bottom of your screen there, 503-226-5088. And this noon, there are also still people across the area without power. You can see a list of the outages there on your screen. Right now, PGE is reporting 144 outages affecting more than 3,500 customers, actually more than 3,700 there. And that is about 5,000 down from when we actually last checked this morning on Sunrise. Pacific Power, meantime, reporting 20 outages affecting about 1,400 customers. And in Southwest Washington, Clark Public Utilities reporting 20 outages affecting more than 5,200 people. And it looks like more winter weather might be headed to the valley this weekend. That means people living on the streets will be counting on local emergency shelters. So far, though, some still are not open. Catherine Cook gives us an idea of what it'll take to get them up and running.
Tuesday night in southeast Portland, and the line outside Portland Central Church of the Nazarene is dozens deep. Everyone here anxious to get in out of the cold.
I don't know what I would do. I would be out there freezing. I'd be out there cold. I'd be out there wet. I'd be out there hoping that my tent doesn't fall down on top of me.
Chris and other guests are grateful for the church's partnership with Union Gospel Mission. Every night from November through March, they open this winter shelter for those who need a place to sleep.
They know they're coming into warmth, a sandwich, a bottle of water.
Sarah Chapman is outreach coordinator here. She says on nights like this, guests fill this place to capacity.
I think the hardest part of that is that we have to turn people away when we get to 45. And usually at that point we hear, where can we go? And it's very hard to say because we're one of the only ones open no matter the weather.
Even now, as a winter storm creeps in, most shelters are still closed. The reason? Weather conditions have not yet met their thresholds for opening. In Multnomah County, those thresholds include temperatures 25 degrees or below, at least an inch of snow, or overnight temps below 32 with an inch of driving rain. Ian Watt knows how frustrating that wait can be.
It's an absolute nightmare out there.
He was homeless for 10 years. Now he's in recovery through Union Gospel Mission and volunteers to help others find hope, especially on nights like this.
For me, it's a blessing because, I have gratitude for not having to be there anymore, but to be able to reach out to them and do the same thing or help out other people in the same spot that I used to be in, it means a lot to me.
That was Catherine Cook reporting. We reached out to Multnomah County officials to see when they plan to open their emergency shelters. They tell us, based on the weather forecast, it's likely they'll open up by the end of this week and operate into the weekend. Well, Rod will have much more on the weather and also a look at what's coming this weekend a little bit later. But you can always keep up to date on all this weather through the KGW app, our website, or streaming on KGW+. And breaking news this noon, Pete Carroll is out as head coach of the Seattle Seahawks. The team just made the announcement in the last 30 minutes. Seahawks chair Jody Allen said the team and Carroll amicably agreed that his role will evolve from head coach to advisor with the organization. Carroll coached for 14 years in Seattle. He is the winningest coach in team history and brought the city its first Super Bowl title. And to another breaking news story we're covering. In North Portland, one person was hurt in a shooting. We don't know how much or how extensive their injuries are right now, but police say they're investigating a call about a shooting near North Exeter Avenue and North Fessenden Street. Just before 9:30 this morning is when they got the call. And when they got there, officers found a person with non-life-threatening injuries. They took them to the hospital. Police say the person responsible took off before officers got there. We'll update you as soon as we know more. Meantime, in Gresham, detectives are investigating after police shot and killed a man. It happened last night at the Golden Knight Motel on East Powell Boulevard. Gresham police say someone reported a man kicking in a door to one of the rooms. Police encountered a man and at least one officer fired their gun. The man died from his injuries. It's unclear if the man who was shot is the same person accused of kicking in that door. And we don't know the details of what led up to the shooting, but stay with KGW online and on air for any updates. A new policy is in the works to hold students accountable in Tigard-Tualatin schools. District leaders are pushing back after claims that their schools have seen an uptick in violence. KGW's Thomas Schultz has the story.
I want to be clear. I, for one, will not vote to remove our superintendent from her position, and I would be loath to accept her resignation.
Over the past few months, the Tigard-Tualatin School District has faced an assortment of challenges. In September, a bomb threat forced an evacuation at Hazelbrook Middle School. In another incident, a viral video showed a Tualatin student attack other kids in the hallway. And in December, parents told KGW that classes were disruptive and unsafe. A month later, some say little has changed.
Half of the day is filled with kind of chaos.
School board members say disruptions are on the rise, though they claim it's a nationwide problem.
While it is true that TTSD schools have seen an increase in violence, aggression, disruptive behavior, it is absolutely false that we've experienced more than our neighboring districts.
The State Department of Education backs that up, showing numbers are similar to pre-pandemic levels during in-person instruction. Jill Zerschmied says Tigard-Tualatin has worked to counter that trend by adding staff at schools with frequent disruptions like Durham Elementary, curbing issues.
Our latest numbers from Durham show that incidents of student aggression are down.
And she says recent news reports about fighting and other disruptions in Tigard-Tualatin have been overblown.
The news has a responsibility to get the facts right without sensationalizing a story or contributing to public anxiety.
Though, when we asked for an interview to go over new safety policies, the school district declined. In the school board meeting, staff presented a new system to punish students for fights or other disruptions. Punishments range from students being reprimanded by teachers for minor misbehavior like cheating, all the way to expulsion for something like assaults. And parents say while they're glad for a revamped policy, it's not enough.
I feel like everybody's trying to create a policy or a handbook, and it takes months and years to do that, and there's no actual effective change happening.
Other parents say students need to know what punishments they could face for bad behavior.
Knowing that there are consequences to severe behaviors, that's a deterrent.
The school district says the new policy will be implemented in February. Though a teacher who preferred to remain anonymous tells us via text they're concerned if the policy will be implemented, since they haven't seen the policy yet and don't have confidence things will change, leaving some parents
disheartened continues to be the phrase to describe my emotions.
And others wondering if they'll move their students out of the district.
So if we do anything, we're going to pull them out of the school, and they'll be homeschooled.
Thomas Schultz, KGW News.